Well, hello! It's time for another exciting episode of Pens in Use. This is the show where I talk about the fountain pens and inks I've been using throughout the week. Or more. So let's dive into it. If videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And hey, stick around after the pens and we'll visit and catch up a little bit. Alright, so these are the pens that I've been using this week from left to right. I have a Pilot E95. I have a Lamy 2000. Parker 51, not the new kind, the vintage kind. Aurora 88, Pilot Custom 823, Coveco V14S, Platinum 3776, and a Noodler's Conrad. As always, we'll be recording this in my Cognitive Surplus Theory notebook. Just a quick note, it has apparently been a while since I've done a pens in use, so hopefully I remember how to do it. As I draw it, I'm now thinking, oh, did I really want to show you that I drew? Because the art has been a challenge for this channel. But we're gonna pull through it, and we're just gonna see what happens. So my very first pen is this Pilot E95. I think it's an attractive pocket pen. Now, I am told that pocket means something different in the Japanese market than the US market. But it works very well for what I use it for in the US market. So this was April 17th, 2026. Because I'm filming this before April 17th, 2026. So the pen is a Pilot E95S, E95, sometimes sold as an Elite. Has a medium nib. The ink in it is some kind of blue-black. I want to say Lamy blue-black. I couldn't decide earlier under a different light, but now that I'm over here at my desk, that sure looks like a Lamy blue-black bottle. We'll do a little swatcher. I don't want to make it too big, but anyway, verticals fills very nicely. Horizontals. This tests the obliqueness. This is the stubbiness. Yeah, not much of a stubby guy. So, pocket. I don't know what kind of a stitching should I put on the pocket. I don't know what brand that is, but there you go. You get a pocket. Because it's late at night and I'm not creative. My next pen is my beloved Lamy 2000, the pen that's inked through the whole school year every year. And was it this year? Yes, it is. This year when I was not using black ink in it, and I missed black ink. So we're back to using the... Oh yeah, that's why I have the Lamy Blue Black in this pen, because I'm trying to use that up also. So this is a fine. The ink in it is Parker Quink Black. Maybe not the most exciting black, but this isn't the most exciting channel either. I like this because it's dependable, it behaves well on lots of different papers, looks decent on the page, doesn't hurt any pens, doesn't do anything weird or unexpected. It just does what it's supposed to do, quietly and dependably, just like a Toyota. No, I'm not doing advertising for Toyota. I drive a Toyota. It is a boring car. But it's 26 years old and still running just fine. Let's see if I can get their logo right, because that's really why I brought up Toyota, is I thought, when I was thinking about what I could draw tonight, what could I draw? And I thought, I've never done a Toyota logo. I hope that's in the neighborhood. I'm going to write Toyota beside it just in case. But yes, I drive a 2000 Toyota Camry. Planning to replace it in 4 years. Whether it needs to be replaced or not, I think it'll be time for a new car. But who knows what's going to happen by that point. The world may be totally different. We may be not driving cars. Be getting some horses or something. All right, my next pen is the Parker 51. This is a classic. There used to be a channel, I want to think it was called Pelhale or Pelhale, something like that. I can't remember. I think he was Hawaiian, but anyway, this is one of the pens he called Pens of, what was it, Outstanding Genius? Something like that. So the ink in it is Akkerman. Oops, not Akkerman. Anyway, he's disappeared from YouTube, and all of his videos have disappeared, which is too bad, because I kind of enjoyed listening to him. He was very thorough, very well researched. He was one of the ones, not like me, but one of the ones that you never saw his face. And he would get into other topics, like he would talk about minority experience. So I believe, just from listening to him, that he was a minority himself, or was married to somebody who was minority. It's been enough years, I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, he was very interesting to listen to, and he had very interesting information about this pen, the Aurora 88, and I feel like there was one more he had in this category. Well, it's almost 9 o'clock now, so I don't remember. But anyway, do I risk drawing Hawaii and offending all the Hawaiians because I don't know how many islands there are in Hawaii? No, I don't. So we're going to draw a volcano. I guess it's a little pyroclastic volcano. Because Hawaii is a series of volcanic islands. All right, this is my lovely Aurora 88. This is, when they talk about pens of outstanding beauty and genius, or whatever it was he called them, this is one of them. Now, the ink in this is one I believe you're going to see twice tonight. Right? Yes, you are. So the ink in this is Sailor, Sailor, Jentle, oops, we railroaded there, Sky High. So very square swatch. This is a very fine nib, but it has some flexibility. I like my other Aurora 88 better, but this is a nice pen. So, I've probably drawn airplanes and stuff. Have I? I don't know what the heck that is. But I apparently have had this pen inked up for quite a while. Yeah, January, there she is. So I've taken my sweet time using this pen up. And just looking at the ink window right now. Yeah, I won't be using it too much longer, as it turns out. But anyway, let's draw some puffy cumulus clouds. There. They're puffy. And then we get to one of well, my very first expensive pen. This is my Pilot Custom 823, which is a very nice pen. And it's showing this ink off well. It's also, although it's going to take me a while to do it, is also got me very close to being used up on this ink. So, one of my goals has been use up bottles of ink. Fun fact, I actually could not fit this pen into the bottle that the ink originally came in because, the opening to the bottle was too narrow. It was a weird little heart-shaped bottle. I actually have it up here still, so maybe I'll grab it here after I draw the picture. But I think it's an attractive blue. But do I need this blue and Parker Quink washable blue? Probably not. So let's grab it here. So this is the bottle it came in. And that's the opening. And yeah, only my vintage pens pretty much fit in that, and that's it. Kind of like my next pen would actually fit in it. Oh, shit. I'm okay. My next pen... we won't talk about what just happened. My next pen is a Coveco V14S. This is really the pen that gave me a taste for vintage pens. I don't hear a lot of the vintage people talking about Cavecos very much, but I find them quite nice. So this has a fine nib. And the ink in it is De Atramentis. Red roses. It even smells like red roses. Now, am I a fan of scented ink? No. No, not at all, actually. But it is scented, so there you go. So let's draw a nose. I think there was a story by Nikolai Gogol about a nose that came loose from a guy's face and went off on its own. You're just going to have to read it to believe it, but, he was Russian. Here is my my Platinum 3776. If it was early in the day, I'd remember the name of the finish, but it's supposed to be somewhat reminiscent of, those rays of light in your evening sunset. They've gotten quite elaborate with their finishes on these special editions. Their special editions are now out of my budget, so I haven't bought one. And several of them I thought were attractive, but I haven't bought one. Platinum 3776. Plus I have every one of their nibs except the extra fine and the ultra extra fine, because I discovered when I got to the fine that that was fine enough. So Sailor, Jentle, very gentle, Sky High. A totally different experience with this ink, probably partly because it hasn't had so long in the pen to evaporate, but totally different experience with this ink from that Aurora 88 I was using it with earlier. And of course is their double broad line. It is a very broad nib. Daily life, not a nib I use much. it's mostly for letter writing. So let's do some kind of a scroll deal. There we go. We got a scroll for a letter. I'm thinking if I keep sketching, I'll get better at it, and maybe I can advance to better drawing. Drawing hasn't been high on my list of things, but it is something I'd like to try doing. If I ever get around to retiring, that's one of the things I want to pursue is drawing. Maybe I should start pursuing it in the summer. It was he's another YouTuber. What's his called? Witterly Witerings? No, Writerly Witterings. He's an author. Michael Beck is his real name, I think. Or James Beck. Something like that. Anyway, he's an author over in the UK. A mystery author, I think. And he writes... He writes, but he also does YouTube videos about fountain pens. And one day he was talking about using his fountain pens or watercolors or a combination to do sketches for his writing, which I thought was interesting. Put your interpretation down. One thing I'm noticing right now, I don't know what it means, but this is coming apart. Is it getting deformed? Or what's going on here? Okay, oops. Just threw that at you, didn't I? It did screw back down tighter, so I think it was just loose. Okay. Anyway, this pen, I can't remember why I inked it up with this ink anymore, but I was writing something I wanted to use a sparkly ink. Noodler's Conrad. And it has a Goulet 1.1 millimeter nib in it. And the ink in it is Herbin Rouge Hematite. There was a date in there too. I want to say 1676, but part of my brain's going 1776, but that may be because of the whole being from the U.S. thing. Because if you didn't know, 1776 is kind of an important year in U.S. history. Alright, so we'll fill in the swatch. Fill in this direction. Stub nibs are interesting, but not my favorite writing experience. This one's no exception. I'm not particularly impressed by them. I'm trying to remember who makes Goulet's nibs. Goulet's nibs are why I haven't bought too many others. I kind of liked the Nemesis nibs, but I think part of that had to do with their fire finish, whatever it was called. Okay. So, you can't really see the sparkles, because it's been sitting in this pen too long. No, that's just wet. Oh, I didn't draw a picture. But anyway, yeah, I think now that this video's done, I'm just going to clean the pen out. I was thinking I'd use it to write a few letters, but the effect of this ink is gone. Yes, I fell onto the sparkle bandwagon. Little sparkles. Yeah, I didn't like that picture either. Alright, so those are the pens and inks I've been using this week. Let's go back and look at my face. So those are the fountain pens and inks I've been using this week or more. Yeah, I've been absent for a while, and things, life, and all that. So over the Easter break, I did spend a few days down in Leeds, South Dakota. I thought I'd better get a trip somewhere in before gas prices get too high, because I'm not making a political comment. I'm just looking at the prices going whoop, 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 whoop. And yeah, who knows if I'll do much traveling at all this summer. So I thought I'd go somewhere, and I always like that getting away. It does feel good just to be away from here for a while. So it felt good. A little bit of battery recharging. Didn't do as many things down there as I expected I would do, but I think the being away from home really helped. Because at home you just kind of get trapped in your same routine, and getting away just shakes you up. And I think it's important to get shaken up every so often. Now, what did I do? Well, I'm not going to go too deep into most of it. I did one of the days go to Rapid City. That's the city down there. Called Rapid City. Imagine that. The biggest spending I did was at a used bookstore. It's called Everybody's Books. I walked in with a certain budget I planned to spend, and I spent double that, which meant everywhere else I stopped, I had no money left over to spend, so I didn't. The Books A Million that was down there is gone, but apparently there is a new Barnes & Noble, so if I manage to get back to Rapid City, I'd like to go see that. I want to support the local bookstores, but it is fun to go into a big bookstore too. So, anyway, did that, saw some scenery, didn't do the hiking I was hoping to do, but it wasn't really amazing hiking weather either. So, next time. In other news, I have State Science Olympiad coming up very soon. I plan to have the episode of Pens in Use that will be broadcast the day I'm gone, recorded before I leave, and scheduled to upload and appear, and I'll talk about it, whatever I talk about the week after. I probably will not film it the day after because I will be exhausted, and that's what happens after State Science Olympiad. And hopefully it'll be less eventful than my last one. But anyway, that's what's going on. I'll try to come up with something a little jazzier for next week. And let's get back into doing it. This YouTube thing that all these years ago, 2007 actually, is when I first published. June of 2007 is when I published my first YouTube video. It's 19 years. So, I've been on YouTube for 19 years. It's weird to think about. So, anyway, maybe next year I'll have to do a big extravaganza for my 20th anniversary on YouTube. But I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for putting up with me during this period when I haven't been posting. And just know that very soon, State Science Olympiad will happen. I will have free time again. And I'll probably be a lot more relaxed. So I thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.